It gives me great pleasure to have two UFO stories in a single week here over at Rising. We got a very interesting report about Senator Harry Reid, former Senator Harry Reid. Let's throw that tear sheet up there on the screen. Harry Reid confirms the federal government has covered up UFOs for years. There's more than one up there. The former Senate Majority Leader said in a new documentary called The Phenomenon, I'm going to be renting The Phenomenon or downloading it or whatever this weekend, and I encourage you all to do the same. Very interesting. So just to give you an idea of some of the people who are quoted within this documentary, former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson, former White House Chief of Staff John Podesta, he's a big UFO guy, and Senator Harry Reid. This clip in particular is, I think, the real stunner. Let's take a listen.
All we're saying, nobody has to agree that why it's there, but shouldn't we at least be spending some money to study all these phenomenon? Shouldn't we study this stuff? The answer is yes, and that's all this was about, and why the federal government all these years has covered up, put brake pads on everything, stopped it. I think it's very, very bad for our country.
Are you saying that there's some evidence that still hasn't seen the light of day?
I'm saying most of it hasn't seen the light of day.
Most of it hasn't seen the light
There you go.
of day.
They keep trying to tell us, I always wonder, I go back and forth. You never know how much information. Everything is deeply compartmentalized. Harry Reid was always on the forefront of this. He was pushing for the funding of something called the ATIP program, which wasn't even acknowledged until the New York Times story in 2017, which just studied the phenomenon of UFOs. That's where we got the Tic Tac video was eventually released, the gimbal video, and the Go Fast video. All of these are phenomena and caught on video with the most sophisticated radar technology known to man at the time that they were captured, and they are not explainable with modern propulsion. They just simply aren't. This isn't me saying that. These are the pilots, the identification, the military, and remember that astrophysicist who delivered that briefing to the military saying that these materials are not made here on this Earth, off-world vehicles. According to that, we know that there is material out there being studied in private labs. Again, materials that they claim came from some of these UFOs. And so this, it's just one of the greatest stories of all time.
So,
it's just locked up in the government. And you just can't get your hands on it.
Well, and that is the context for all of this that we should never lose sight of how wild it is that the U.S. government and the U.S. military have admitted that they've tracked these UFOs and they have no idea what they are, where they came from, and completely unexplained. And look, what are some of the alternative hypotheses? Maybe it's, one of our competitors, maybe it's China, maybe it's Russia, maybe it's somebody who's been able to leapfrog where we are technologically and create these vehicles that do not follow the laws of physics as we understand them, basically. That seems unlikely. You don't want to rule anything out. But what Harry Reid is saying here should be uncontroversial, which is basically we should know. We should spend some time and money figuring out exactly what is going on here. I also like that this is a bipartisan issue. Marco Rubio, spearheading, currently in the Senate. Harry Reid, longtime advocate, of course. So there you go.
You can see there's you have the former White House Chief of Staff, former Governor of New York. Senator Harry Reid. There's been this phenomenon where for a while it was just totally compartmentalized, but things really broke open in 2017. And every year, every month almost, you're like, what? The off-world vehicles thing, I was like.
That quote was unbelievable.
That was big. And so, look, is this going to break anything or break anything open? I doubt it. These things are going to remain within this for a long time. But for the first time, the government itself, as it was under Project Blue Book and some of these other things, is not actively trying to discredit these types of rumors. They are acknowledging that these things exist, which I think is the beginning of something, possibly to the leading and revelation of more information. So we'll keep you guys all updated. We love this story here, so that's right.
Tomorrow on Rising, we're going to break down the latest polls in battleground state of Pennsylvania. In front of the show, David Serta is going to be here, as well as Team Rising, Democratic strategist Roger Fisk, and culture editor with The Federalist, Emily Jashinsky, is going to give us their take on latest in politics.
It's going to be fun. All right, remember to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos. Don't forget to like and share as well, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
Have a great day, guys.